All right, Grasshoppers. You know what? We were going to apologize for it's just Ron and I on. Then we thought, well, we're really the star of the show anyway, so it's really all we need. How you doing, bud?
I'm doing really good today, Tom. You know, I had a near-death experience yesterday.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Do you want to explain what happened?
Well, it was a couple of them. One of them, I went to get a haircut, and I told the guy to cut out the gray, and obviously, he cut the hair okay, just didn't listen. So that's like that's a bad experience for any guy like that.
Yeah, I agree, especially
my hair got really thinned out on top ever since I had this operation. So that's the last time I'm going. Next time they say to go for an operation, I'm not going.
Or just not go for a haircut.
No, but I want to keep my hair thicker, so I'm not going for any more operations. You know?
Yeah. All right. Or you just get a haircut like mine.
Well, yeah, okay. I mean, I do that in the morning once in a while too. I shave, but I don't want to.
So Ira's trying hard here. What he's got? Oh, okay. Hold on. James is here. Hold on. He's a little bit late. Sorry, we got started without you. Jeep's here.
Sorry, guys.
No problem. How you doing, bud?
I'm doing good. Just a normal hectic day around the rink.
Right. Nice. That Ira's really stepping up his game a little bit here. Tom has good hair.
How's camp, Jeep?
It's been good so far. It's just, always early. You got a lot of guys. We had 53 guys, and now we're down to, I think, 32. So it's.
Well, isn't your first game on Saturday?
Play tomorrow. Tomorrow we play in Regina.
Oh, tomorrow. Okay.
And then back home on Saturday we play.
Oh, that's the first game at home. Okay, first exhibition game, right?
Yeah.
I was going to come to that, but my mother told me I had to go to her funeral instead.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, no, I'm just joking.
That's nice of her. That was nice of her.
I mean, you kidding me? She would have been so happy for me to go to those games.
Yeah.
She liked going. I remember we took her to opening night years ago when you were playing in Brandon. Remember you played?
Yeah, I remember.
That's when that kid Schneider decked one of your guys the first period. Was it Brendan Schneider? Got drafted by the Rangers.
Brendan Schneider? I mean, the Ranger draft pick, He's a good player.
Hey, obviously Mel's not here again, so we got some issues we need to clear up with him. He's with his buddy Flocky Hockey. James,
what the hell
James, did you?
Flocky?
I know, James. Did you really mean like you backtracked a little bit there last week from the previous week? Did you really mean that, or just being nice to Mel?
No, I did mean it because I don't want to insult any guy who played in the league, who made it to the league, and he had his own journey. Right. Ron Lockhart. So imagine if Gretzky said every guy he played against, that guy sucks.
Yeah, that's true.
If Gretzky said everyone else sucked, then he'd be saying, well, maybe he's not that good because if you guys are all that bad, so
that's a good point.
My point is, I was surprised he played 450 games. So that's an accomplishment in itself.
Yeah.
So
I must have missed those games.
We're trying to be diplomatic here.
Okay, good. I still don't remember Flocky hockey. It could have been the alcohol back then, but I'm not sure.
I think it was the name as much as anything, right? Flockhart, Flocky, hockey. Yeah.
I think it's kind of funny. It's like, I don't mean funny bad. I mean funny, like it's kind of cool. Like, you got your own little hockey tradition named after you. Somebody said to me about Gretzky that, he had 200 points because hockey wasn't that great back then. Well, why didn't everybody have 200 points then?
Yeah, no kidding.
No
kidding.
Tom had 100.
Right. Not quite. It was interesting. Mel did send me a picture of a current picture of Mr. Flocky Hockey, and I had to ask if he got stung by a bee because there's a little bit of swelling there throughout the body. But
to the body?
Yeah, you got a little large. Yeah. Hey, here's big news. Big news in the hockey, and this relates to Mel as well. This JT Brown, he used to play for Lightning, was playing for Minnesota. He's pledged to donate his brain to science. Obviously, when he passes away, I guess to test for CT and all that kind of stuff. Apparently, Mel tried to do the same thing, but they denied him. They would not accept it. So that's.
Well, Mel's is too far gone.
They didn't want to see what was inside there. Apparently, that's what they said.
Is this guy? What's his name? JT Brown.
JT Brown. Yeah.
Oh, how many games has he played? Has he got into fights, or is it going to be just an ordinary brain?
Yeah. I think he's just trying to.
He was again, I'm not going to put down a guy who made it to the NHL. I don't know how long he played. I think he was he wasn't a fighter. He was an energy.
Yeah.
But I think he did fight. I think he did fight. I mean, I do remember him, 3, 4, 5 years ago. And again, I don't know if he played 2 years in the league or if he played 5. Time goes by so quick.
Yeah.
It was nice of Mel to offer to donate his brain as well, but it's kind of disappointing they denied him.
Mel, they couldn't
It's always
find
in a
Mel.
bad mood.
Yeah.
No, I think Mel donated it. You just couldn't find it when they went in there to look.
they did an X-ray and they said,
No, because
"Well,
he
what
was
would
on
you
that
do with it?"
Flocky hockey tour. He was on that
Yeah.
Flocky hockey tour. That's pretty cool of that guy Brown to do that. I mean, if they can find something out that can help somebody else, hey, God bless them, man, whatever.
Okay, do any of you guys wonder how those concussions that we've had will affect us later on?
Yeah. We've got CTE, right?
What
We got
concussions?
What's your name? Who are you?
What am I doing here?
Don't you think you pretty much guarantee we've got CTE, some form?
Yeah, I mean, you do wonder. I mean, I want to try and stay healthy, and I want to try and fight it. I think from diet and healthy living, that helps.
I agree with that.
I even I've heard, keeping your brain active, doing crossword puzzles. Someone said the best thing you can learn or do later in life is try and learn another language.
Yeah, I agree.
It really stimulates your brain. And so
I'm still trying to figure out. I'm still trying to figure out English, so I'm going to stay there for a while.
Let's get that figured out first.
Yeah.
So technically, first, I'm really a big believer in the fasting, intermittent fasting, doing that as well because it regenerates the cells in your brain and your body. But I agree with you, James. All that healthy stuff to do, keep learning things.
Yeah. It can't hurt you. It can't fasting and all that stuff, and the way you eat's not going to hurt you. It's probably going to help you, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I've been doing pretty good, but I went to the casino last night, Jeep.
So I got the feeling you're back in the city. Are you at Jeff's place?
No, I'm at my brother-in-law and sister's place.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and here's like a little bit of the room. I don't know if I can do this, but
Nice place. Jeez, that family's done well back there.
Well, hold on a second. Hold on.
You're saying
This is a TV that is a little 80-incher there that I sit here and watch. Sit in my chair and watch. I might never leave here.
You got to come back, Russ. We need you. We need you back here.
Yeah, I know. My daughter passed her learner's test today.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I'm not warning you, Jeep. I'm warning Tom.
In your neighborhood.
Yeah, Tom.
She's going to drive that big truck.
Back it up the hill. Back your truck up the hill so he doesn't get hit.
Okay. All right.
She'll be very happy about me saying that.
Rash, is your son's going to school? Signed up and
signed up. He's going. He's got a 4:00 class today, and then he's got a 6:00 class today.
Okay, good.
He's not happy about Thursday night classes because he likes watching football.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
And I go, that's too bad. No, he's a great kid. He loves it here.
Good.
He knows how to get around. It's amazing. I don't even know how to get out to the truck from the house. I have trouble getting to the car. So we're driving one of those big Ram trucks my nephew gave us to drive. So I sit in the back seat and he drives.
Hey, I have a complaint for Jeep though. I left you a voicemail message yesterday, and had not got a return call. Just
do you get that? Maybe you got the hint, Tom.
No. There's your name did not appear on my, when I see missed calls.
Okay.
And I honestly, I'm real bad with voicemail. Like I listen to that like once a week.
Oh, okay.
But if I saw that you had called, I would have called you back right away. I did not see that. I'll listen.
I figured you would.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Okay, Jeep.
I'm dead serious. I can't believe Mel's not on. Like Mel misses 2 shows, comes on for one, then he misses one, and like what's his
the reason for it too? He's going to hang out with Flocky Hockey and Sicamous. Like, first of all, we schedule this every week at this particular time. You can schedule around it. And why can't you do? Is there no reception there? No Wi-Fi or anything? I don't know.
What town is he in?
Sicamous.
Is that in Saskatchewan?
No, it's BC, isn't it?
See,
Oh.
right on the
You know-
border. It's
You
very
know where it is.
Yeah, come on, Gresh.
No, I don't know. I honest to God, I don't. I Sycamoose. Okay, I'll have to look it up.
Sycamoose. Gresh, you're looking pretty healthy right now, actually. I need to say that to you.
No, I been trying. Last night, you guys are talking about like fasting and eating healthy, and last night I kind of bounced off of it a little bit.
What'd you do? Let's
At
hear
the
it.
casino. At the casino, we're leaving, and it was like midnight, whatever. And well, look what's over there.
What?
McDonald's.
McDonald's.
Oh, Ron.
Hey, I was starving.
No, well, there's other things to eat. Don't McDonald's at midnight. What'd you get?
I got a. Did you hear me?
What'd you get with your fries?
One of those big things.
Oh, Ron. Do you know what that does to your body? Do you know the
I
fact?
don't know what it does, but I'll tell you one thing. One damn thing. One thing for sure it does. It made me feel good. It went down really fast, and I
Right.
wasn't hungry. I got home, went to sleep. I was good.
You understand? You just had open heart surgery, correct?
I do, but you know what? I'm not telling you guys anymore when I have one.
Yes, you are. Come on,
Okay.
we're like brothers. We're not
Yeah.
saying it like giving you a hard time. We're
No, it's good. That's okay. No, I got it. I got it now. Oh no, I had a salad. I'm sorry.
no, Ron, you did not.
Salad on McDonald's.
It was.
You're
good
looking-
to eat. I didn't want to do it, but we went to the casino, and we did a bunch. He had school till 5:30 or whatever, and we went and got our suits done yesterday. We went and got a haircut and all that crap, And then we hung out here till about 7, and then let's go to casino.
Right.
And who am I to say no to my son?
No.
Well, at the casino, there's no problem, but the McDonald's, you should.
Well, it's not my fault. They shouldn't have had one there.
Hey, Gresh, when are you leaving for Goodswell?
We're leaving Saturday morning.
And how are you getting there?
Airplane.
Yeah. How many people are on the plane?
I think I don't want to. I think 6 for sure.
Okay.
I think 6 for sure.
What,
And
Jeep, do you want to go?
We're landing in Coal Lake.
Jeep, you do want?
No, I just know that Gresh's nephew has his own plane, and I know,
Oh.
uses for travel. And
That's a terrible way to fly, though. It's funny. We flew from New York to here 3 hours and 20 minutes. So just my son and myself on the plane, right? And my son, being like just turned 21 years old, he goes, "I'm never flying any other way again." I go, "Oh yeah, you are."
Let's get a good job.
Yeah.
And they had the service for Roger Bear on was it Monday and Tuesday, right? Are they had it?
No,
and-
Tuesday and Wednesday.
That's right. You're right. Tuesday, Wednesday. A lot of people are asking. Just so we know, Ron was actually really close with Rod and played.
Very.
And I'll let you finish up with it, Gus. But people are asking why Ron wasn't there, and I'm sure people need to understand that Ron's mother's passed away, and the funeral's on Saturday, and Ron's also gone through some health issues. So
Yeah,
traveling is not.
travel. Well, I was going to go back, and then just to go back and forth, it was going to be very hard, But I mean, I like we talked about last week. Rod was Rod. I mean, I don't know how to explain him. He was just I played with him for 3 years, 3.5 years, whatever, and he was I didn't go back and forth, but I admired him. I remember watching him when I was a kid, and I feel bad that I wasn't there, but it wasn't because I didn't want to be there. It just that I ended up coming up here, and then you got that protocol going over the border, protocol going back with the coronavirus crap thing,
Yeah.
and then my mom's funeral was on Saturday, so I'm with my sister and my family and all the my nephews and all that, and great nephews.
And it's how you treated Rod when he was alive too, right? I mean, you treated him with a lot of respect. So
I had more fun. I had so much fun with him. Like we used to go hunting back, like for years back when I retired in 1990. We used to go with our friend Ronnie Poufel, up to the
Ronnie, what's his last name? Fufel?
Poofell.
Poof.
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 Yeah, we used to play. We were golf partners, and he was Ronnie righty because he hit right-handed, and I was Ronnie lefty. And we used to cheat like hell and win a lot of money.
You poofed it?
Poof. He was an ex-Vietnam dude.
Oh, all right. Then I should be quiet then. I'll respect him for that.
Now that's one. Jeep, just so you know, that's the only way you can shut Tommy up.
Okay. No, you know what I did?
Anybody that's listening, that's how you shut Tommy up. He has so much respect for the military that it's like
Yeah, no, I know he does, and I see his other podcasts.
Yeah.
I did want to say, like, another mention that, I felt like I didn't mention Rod last week. I knew him from being in the organization, him being the ambassador, just the nicest guy in the world who knew every player, who went out of his way, when I was young, to come up, introduce himself to me and be, I would see him at all the events, see him at the golf tournament. He always came up and talked to me. Like when I was young and I was first starting, and he was, he's the leading scorer of all time, one of the all-time greats for the franchise. And obviously, Gresh, you knew him way better. You played with him, but from my limited experience, such a nice man. Every time I saw him was in a good mood, but also very positive, to me as a player, or also, just friendly. So
that's a good way to put it. Very positive guy. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
God bless you, Ron. You look good. Everyone loves Rod Joubert. Very nicely said.
Well, like Rod was like what James was just saying, that Rod was one of those guys when he walked into the room. He wasn't the biggest guy. He was like 5'7", 5'8", whatever he was. But when he walked in, he kind of lit the room up. He always had a joke. Good. He had a smile on his face. There was like I guess the easiest way to say it, there was no bullshit with him.
Yeah.
He was a straight up guy. We had some good times when Rod had a couple of drinks. We used to joke around. Okay, Rod, that's enough now. The translator's on his way. And it wasn't wasn't to pick on him or
he laughed about
it, but he loved it.
Yeah, I remember he coached because those charity games we played, those games against the other teams, and he'd be on the bench, and I could tell he's talking to the players, and they're being so polite because it's Rod Joubert, but they can't understand a word he's saying. So you'd come by later and say, "Listen, I'll translate for you guys later on," and they all die laughing. You could tell they knew they just couldn't understand, but they didn't want to say anything because they had so much respect for him. Yeah.
But like a sweetheart of a guy, just like he was Mr. Ranger, Mr. Hockey, whatever you want to call it in New York. He was the guy that. He was good to me when I first came, and he didn't have to be.
Was he good to you? Like you were a Jeep where you didn't talk to him?
Rod didn't really talk to him either.
That was 10 days, Tommy.
Oh, Rod was like a month. All those guys, it was different back then. Like that was 10 years earlier, Jeep. You think anybody talked to a 19-year-old back then?
No.
Good luck. But I just sat in the corner and shut up for the first. I don't think I really talked until Christmas. For like 2 months, I never said a word. So it was, maybe it wasn't their fault, but maybe it was more mine. But anyway, just for Rod, it was. I heard it was a great. As good as you can expect a funeral. I'm not a big funeral guy. I just I don't like them. I don't like weddings either. So and I was at Jeep and yours. So like that's two of them I probably could have missed if I would have had a good enough excuse, but I didn't. But funerals are like just such a sad day. I know everybody's going like for my mom on Saturday, we're going there. We're a lot of family going to be there and everything else. And it's just going to be for her. It's just a way to celebrate what she did, like all the good things she did and all the fun we had together. Like she was an avid, like I'll give you a couple little. Do you know that? You know Jeep? And Tommy,
I know Jeep.
She was around for every Ranger game that's ever been played up to this point, right?
Hi, Linda. Where are you? We want to get Linda on the show.
Oh, that's my sister. Hi, Lindy.
Yeah, she got the same last name there. Yeah,
No, she doesn't. She's married, Tom.
You're right. I apologize. It's not the same last name.
She had it at one time, but she gave it up.
Yeah. Right.
She gave it up to my brother-in-law Don. So she's been around. She's been alive. Well, up to now, she's been alive for every Ranger game ever played, right? So my kids are like, well, born like they're New Yorkers and they big Yankee fans, right? So my son Ashton goes, Dad, do you know that Grandma is older than Old Yankee Stadium?
Huh?
So they used to call her the Warrior. She was born in 22, and the stadium was built in 23 for Babe Ruth, right?
Huh?
So anyway, that's it from that. She had a great life. She was, the end. A couple of weeks at the end were tough. Last week probably really bad, but she was great.
What do you think she thinks about raising you? Like when he looks back and
listen to me. I don't know how they did that. To be honest with you, I was like,
isn't that true? Especially now that you become a father, you look back at some of the things you did that your parents had to put up with. You're going, oh my God.
If my kids did what I did, they'd all be dead now. I'd have killed them.
I don't think Jeep, you were probably too bad there, were you?
I was silent and sneaky, I think, a little bit, but
that was the prairie way, Jeep. That was the prairie way.
You know what though? I had 7 kids.
Yeah.
7 kids in the family, and so I don't know, my dad was away working. My mom was having a nervous breakdown. That's what it was like when I was growing up. So
yeah, that's true. Yeah. Which one are you in the middle? Who's the oldest?
I'm the fifth. I have 3 older sisters, my brother, then me, and then 2 younger sisters.
So by the time you came along, your parents were so used to having kids. They're like, go ahead, do whatever you want to do, right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, my younger sisters could do anything. Because there was a 6 and 8 year gap between the rest of the kids and them, and my mom was too tired to discipline them.
Yeah.
After you and Steve.
Yeah.
That is funny when your first one, right? It's like you're going to get everything right. You're paying attention to every little detail on. Then the ones after that are like, oh, screw it. Kid's fine. Kid can make it. Hey, okay. So we've got our 20th anniversary of 9/11 coming on Saturday. Jeep, where were you?
I was in Buffalo.
Oh.
Day 1 of training camp.
Yeah.
And I was in they were in the store, the merchandise store in Buffalo, brought a couple of the players, about 4 or 5 of us in early to try on sweaters and take pictures. Our training camp was starting at 9 o'clock. So we got there about 7. And I will never forget one of the lady who worked in the PR department just walked in at whatever time it was between 7:30 and 8 and just said, yeah, I just heard a small plane flew into the towers, and that was our first awareness of it, and then it went from that. And
that was your 17th year in the league, right?
That was so around there, yeah, I think so. But
imagine that.
I know in Buffalo, Tommy, we organized it where we did a fundraiser with the Rangers. We played a game shortly after with Buffalo and the Rangers. We wore special jerseys. I think both jerseys said New York on them.
Huh.
And did a fundraiser for one of the houses, the firehouses in the city. So
very cool, very cool. How about you, Gresh? Where were you?
I was in Vegas, and I was out very late.
Oh.
And then I got home. I just laid down about 4:30, and then my sister called me and go, "You got to look at something happened in New York. A plane hit the building." I'm going, "Oh my God!" Like I wasn't feeling all that great, so I turned the TV on, and it was like, was it like a half an hour later? The other plane got hit. The other plane hit.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, and then they shut everything down. So like, I was living in Florida, so I'm going like, how the hell am I going to get home?
Yeah.
So we ended up renting there was me and 3 of my buddies were out there, and we ended up renting a big stretch limo.
Huh?
And we left I think we left our golf bags there, if I remember. Then they just shipped them to us. We were staying at the Rio. And then we got 2 drivers, and we got on Route 10 and took off, and then we got to, I don't know if it was Nashville or wherever it was. I ended up getting a car and driving south, and they drove north. So it was like 48 hours, 50 hours to get home.
Wow.
But I'll
Where
never
were you?
forget-
Where were you, Tom?
I was here in Greenwich. I was divorced at the time. I had my two sons. God, they must have been, 20 years ago. So they're 31 and 28 now. So 8 and 11 years old. And I'd had it for the weekend, dropped them off at school in Rye, and came home, my home office, and the same thing, turned on the TV, watched it for a bit, saw the second plane go in, and then my ex-wife called at the time and asked, should we get the kids out of school? She went and got the kids out of school. And, it was terrible everywhere, obviously.
Yeah.
It was no exception. But around here, it seemed like, because there's so many people that worked down there. So there's a lot of waiting around to find out what's going on. Yeah. So it was, even like this, we got this place, Todd's Point, that's really nice. And that's where I go for a march in the morning currently. And so I went over there, and you could see the smoke in the buildings and everything. So it was, man, it was, like I said, I'm not trying to separate this area from other places around the country, but man, it was for days. It was just a whole people. You didn't even want to make any noise going on the streets. You wanted to be so respectful of what was going on. So it was quite a time. I'm really lucky. Sorry, go ahead, Gresh.
No, I said it's very scary.
Yeah.
Very scary.
Well, and to think now, it's 20 years. It's unbelievable that it's gone that quickly. And I'm very lucky. I got asked to go down to a firehouse in the city on Saturday morning. They're having a breakfast. It was apparently the firehouse that lost the most people at that time. It's on, I think it's Firehouse 54 and 4. I guess that's the ladder company, whatever. It's on 8th Avenue and I think 49th Street or something like that. So that's going to be a real honor to be at that thing. So it's pretty emotional too.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, and I just wish
I remember going back up to New York, and then like weeks after, whatever it was, and when the flights come back up, I went up there and I went down there, and it was like if you see a picture of it, never seen it live.
Yeah.
It's mind-boggling.
Remember remember the fence they had? The store, the Century 21, right there. They had a fence and they had all the pictures of missing people. So there's so many things about it that was just and I know you guys all had people you knew too, but my father being a firefighter, and he used to love coming into the city when we played and going down to the firehouses, and of course they welcomed him in because he said, "Oh, my son plays for the Rangers," so he used to love being down there. So tough stuff.
Yeah. And Tom, you don't that CTE. You did that subtraction and adding pretty fast right there.
I know. I have this scramble.
I was like, oh my God, that's pretty. You impressed me right now. I got to hang up and go.
Tom, I think that answered the question right there.
Yeah.
If we have it.
Oh, that's funny.
What's the jersey in the back there? Is that?
You know what? I'm in the. I left my office. I'm in the. So your nephew owns 2 other teams as well. In the junior A teams below us. So he owns the Winnipeg Blues and the Winnipeg Freeze.
Yeah.
So they play in the Manitoba Junior Hockey League, and so I'm in one of their coach's office is also a guy who our PR director's office. So that's what I'm stationed at right now.
Susan Brooks, are you going to the FDNY? I didn't know that was on tonight, Susan. So the answer is no. I wish I'd known, but I did not know.
I was supposed to go, but I'm not in town. But I've been to many of them.
I read a story I think it was in the Post that they're renewing their rivalry, and that those games get out of hand.
Oh, totally, yeah, they do.
And with COVID, they haven't been able to play much the last 2 years, but they're worried that they're going to get back to their very dirty ways and a lot of fights. So,
it's on ESPN. It's on ESPN2 tonight as well. Oh, that's interesting.
I used to go to back in the 70s. They played at Shea Stadium. They played the.
Oh, hold on! I didn't mean to put that. I didn't mean to put that up there. That was accidentally put up there, but. I shouldn't leave it up there though, right? I can't get the button. The button's broken. The button's broken. Take it down.
Hide both buffets. Hey, that was not a mistake. Hide both buffets for both teams.
Buffet A and Buff B.
That's funny. Oh God.
I don't know how they got up there. That was by accident.
Yeah, that was
Get up there.
crazy shit.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. But that was pretty emotional. You think about all the things that went on, right? Like the baseball games and the Mark Messier coming out on the ice with the firefighter's hat on and helmet and everything. So it was nice to see how people all pulled together. That's for sure. But too bad we couldn't be more like that now. But
Yeah. Well, they had a lot of concerts at the Garden.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
They had a lot of things at the Garden and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
it was
You know, the one we lost a couple of hockey guys. There was Ace Bailey, right? That was scouting with the Kings, and there's another young. His name, maybe somebody will find it for me.
He was also a scout. He was a scout with the Kings.
Yeah.
Mark.
Yes.
It's Mark something. Yeah, I wish it's on the tip of my tongue. But Ace had been in the league and as a player and a longtime scout, and I think this was a younger scout.
Yeah.
You know, and
yeah,
pretty sad.
Oh, Ace is a Prairie boy.
Yeah. Mark Bavis. Thank you very much, Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Bavis. Yeah, it was Mark Bavis. Yeah, I think it was BU or BC guy, something like that. And,
yeah, he. Well, I think he played with Tony Monty and Keith Kachuk and like a lot of great guys. Joe Sacco, a whole bunch of guys who played on the BU team. You know, he was on that team and then got into scouting. And
yeah. Remember remember Don Maloney and Doug Sullivan's brother-in-law at the time in the Plaza.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he worked for. I'm pretty sure. I should be careful. I think he worked for Cantor Fitzgerald.
Yes, he did.
Yeah,
he worked. That's where the plane hit where he was.
Yeah, and he was. That whole family is a great family, right? The big Italian family. That pretty hard on them. But yeah, you think about all. I've got a buddy of mine is a Navy SEAL, and he's from New Canaan. And it was interesting talking to him the other day after all the stuff with Afghanistan and his take on it. He's currently a Navy SEAL because there's a lot of other military guys I know were pretty upset, you know, they sacrificed so much and then have all that stuff happen and people lose their lives over there. But he kind of had a different take on it. Obviously, he wasn't happy with the decisions that were made. But he said, listen, especially if you being from, you know, the Greenwich, this whole area where so many people lost their lives, he said, we went over for revenge. And yes, he's not happy with what happened, but it was interesting hearing it say this is a big guy too. You know, he's a pretty good hockey player too. I met him playing in a charity game up in Boston, and you know, he's a Navy SEAL. They tell me some of the stories. I'll be careful what I don't tell them all, but some of the stories, the heroic stuff he's done. And we're standing there doing that, and there's all like Ray Borks on the ice and the whole bit, and Brian Leach, and we're standing there with the national anthem. He's standing beside me. He goes, "Tommy, I'm so nervous." I'm thinking to myself, nervous? There's things you've done in your life, but it was a big deal to him because he was a hockey player. So it was. Just those guys that, you know, and watching, like we do that swim across the Hudson with all the Navy SEALs. When they go to Ground Zero, it's like a really emotional scene because a lot of them went to Ground Zero before they were deployed after 9/11 to kind of go there to pay their respects. So now to go back again was pretty interesting stuff. A lot of memories.
Tom, you should do the swim.
I'll tell you what, it's they do test it first. I may try. Part of it is you want to be respectful, right? It's supposed to be for them. So you don't want to.
Okay. That's only. I didn't know it was only for them.
Yeah, they do have other people. Yeah.
If you are, start practicing now.
Yes, I know. I'd love to try. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. But it's interesting with the tides and everything, and the wave currents and all that kinds of stuff. They don't go straight. They're trying to go straight, but they go really about twice as far as they have to because the currents are the way they are. So.
Well, can I have your truck?
It is, and now it's getting like first. So I've been involved in 2 years. Last year was about 50 people. It's close to 150 this time. So, you know, there's a lot of guys, and this year they tied those orange buoys that have a buoy or bubble to it, so you can see them. You know, but still, there's a lot of guys, guys and girls out there, and yeah, but there's some old guys out there that are swimming and everything. They're just man, and it's not a race.
Maybe we should get you to swim, and then we'll start early for next year, right? And then we'll raise money for them for one of their charities.
That'd be nice. The GI Go Fund, yeah. Oh,
yeah,
definitely. Yeah.
I'd like to do that. I would like to do that. I'm not going to swim, but I'll come out and I'll throw you in and push you in or whatever.
Yeah, we could do more stuff. Yeah, so again, they have this GI Go Fund that's where any money they raise from that swim goes to the GI Go Fund, and it's a local charity where they help veterans find jobs, helping a lot of homeless veterans and all that kind of stuff. So
yeah,
oh, that'd be nice. Oh, yeah.
Tommy, I did 12 triathlons, like 2000 to 2012 back then, and a couple friends helped organize a triathlon in honor of this 85-year-old former cycling champion, Canadian cycling champion, raced all over the world, and so to honor him, they organized this triathlon, and so of course I was going to go in it. And I've spent my whole life around the water, skiing, summers at the lake, and I could swim. And the swim was a mile across the lake.
Right.
And so a week before the triathlon, I said, well, I better practice this. And with like 7 other people, I said, okay, we're going to do it. We got like 2 boats to go on the side of us. We all jumped in the water, start swimming across. Within about 5 minutes, I'm 200 yards behind everyone. Within 10 minutes, I'm half a mile behind everyone. I got halfway across the lake, and they had to throw me a couple noodles. I swam with 3 noodles under my stomach, and I'll tell you. So I swam every day, as much as I could leading up to the triathlon. I was able to get across. And from that point on, for the next 12 years, I spent the whole summer getting ready for it swimming.
Nice.
And it's, as an athlete, I can do other things good, but I'll just I'll give you the advice. Get in that water for 4 months before and swim almost every day, because it is hard.
Yeah. Well, so going out for Survivor, they bring us to LA. We get in the pool there at the hotel. So you swim in, they're showing that you go down and pick. It's fine. I do the same thing with pools and lakes all the time. But you get out in the ocean in the open water, and it's a whole different game altogether. Yeah, I was we had to go down and get a ladder out of the probably about 10 feet of water. I got undo these ropes and pull a ladder and all that kind of stuff. And it was way more of a struggle than I thought it was going to be. Yeah.
Funny, you got that head underwater.
Well, it can either work as a buoyancy thing or like drags you down, right?
Yeah. Well, I guess I guess that thing would drag you down.
I don't know if you ever. I can't remember who it was. I think it was Gresh or partly Gresh. First came up, he would take my helmet and fill it full of pucks like it was a bucket at practice. Like the end of the day, that wasn't funny.
I know, but you had the record how many pucks you get in one helmet.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I actually.
You go ahead.
Well, they actually had to give me a special thinner liner. I had to sign a waiver to play with this liner because it was thinner, so otherwise couldn't get the helmet on. Yeah.
Tommy, I'm sure Ty Domi's helmet was bigger than yours.
I know, right? Well, especially just with Ty because his body's smaller, right? And
I know. But,
man, remember watching? He get punched sometimes. You think for sure he's going down. That thing like goes a cinder block. Yeah.
One of the funniest things I've ever seen in a hockey game was he fought Baumgartner from the Islanders. Yeah. And they accidentally gave Baumgartner Ty's helmet and Ty Baumgartner's helmet when they went to the penalty box.
Yeah.
At Madison Square Garden, Baumgartner stood up, put Ty's helmet on his head, and started spinning it around. Like the whole crowd could see this. And Ty was furious.
Oh, is that right? That's funny.
So at the next stoppage of play, Ty got one of our players to bring him a pair of scissors. He cut a towel in the penalty box, and he tied a white towel to the back of his helmet because Baumgartner had that long blonde hair sticking with. Yeah. So when the fight was over, Ty skated to our bench, and he was kind of fluffing his towel hair. That was his revenge to get back at Baumgartner.
That's pretty funny. That's good. I remember Baumgartner, he first came up in LA when I was out there. I think it was before the Gretzky trade, because he had purple and gold jerseys. But we still had some veteran guys, like Dave Taylor and myself. And Baumgartner came in as a rookie, and he had shaved like the little stripes on his hair, and he had this nutty reputation. He's playing this the headbanging music and everything, and we were all we wanted him to get ready for the game, so we all left the locker room. He was the only guy sitting in the locker room. He was this rookie coming up for one of his first games, with this music going. It was hilarious watching because the rest of us like, we're not going in there. This guy's nuts. He's actually a pretty intelligent guy too.
I know he's been a real successful businessman, and I think he's got his master's in business, and he was a really smart guy off the ice. But that's some of again, those heavyweights were. I know Stu Grimson got his law degree, and
John Scott, he went to Michigan Tech as an engineer, right?
Doesn't Stu do the NHL?
Well, he does a national broadcast now, but when he left hockey, he actually got his business degree from University of Manitoba, and then he turned pro. After pro, he went to law school.
Yeah, yep. He worked for the Players Association for a while. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty good. Good for him. Where's he from? Where's Stu from? Winnipeg?
No, just went to school there. I think he's a Saskatchewan boy.
Oh, that's right. I think he is too. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you can tell that. Well, you can tell he's smart. He's from Saskatchewan.
I coached John Scott for a year in Buffalo when we had him there.
Right.
One of the funniest guys I've ever been around.
Yeah.
One liner after another on the bench during the game.
That's good. That's
late
good.
in the game or before overtime, he was always looking at the coach. He'd be looking at him. He'd go, "You want me to start?" He hadn't been on the ice for 2 periods. And,
that's funny. You talk about big helmets. I can't remember who it was for Buffalo. Somebody lost their helmet, and they didn't have another helmet for him, another player on Buffalo. So they sent over John Scott's helmet, and the guy put it on. It was hilarious. You may remember that. I don't know. You may be there, but it was it was so big. It was like, it was pretty funny.
I thought that wasn't it John Scott? They did the
All-Star game. Yeah. Remember everybody was complaining that he shouldn't be selected and everything. It turned out to be great. That was fantastic. Yeah.
I thought it was good. It was a good show part. Like good show. He ends up MVP or something too.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to go, you might as well go all the way. Good for him.
Yeah.
Like, who cares?
Yeah.
He was pretty funny. I guess Jeremy Roenick made a comment that he shouldn't be in the game or whatever. And to JR's credit, he went on the bench and interviewed John Scott. And JR said something to him like, I got to admit I made a mistake about you being here. And Scott goes to him, we're used to you making mistakes all the time. So it was good. Yeah.
That's pretty good. Yeah. Whatever happened to that guy, JR, or whatever his name is?
Well, he got in trouble, right? Because he went on the Pit and Chicklets and made some comments about having multiple sex partners.
A threesome, yeah.
Yes. I was trying to clean it up a little bit, Ron.
Well, you know that
Threesome.
joke, right? You know that whole joke?
What?
When 3 people are having sex, what do you call it?
Oh, yes. The threesome?
Right. When 2 people are having, what do you call it?
Twosome?
Right. And Tom, you know what you are? You're handsome.
You've got to tell that last week.
Did I tell
you kept that one. You kept that one. You were going to tell it last week.
No, but I with John Scott, I mean, that's funny to you. You tell him how funny the guy is. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. He's got a podcast now.
After, right? That was after you coached him, right? Or was it when you?
No, it was after us.
Yeah.
It was just after us, and maybe the next year that he ended up going.
Yeah.
He's made for TV, color commentation, in between period analysis. I ran into him at an alumni event right before COVID, and I told him, and he says, "Well, I'm loving my life." He lives up in northern Michigan, and he's got his young kids, and
he's got a good podcast. He's got a podcast. He's very good. Yeah.
Oh, good.
No, that's nice. That's good. Good for him.
Yeah.
It's at least here's a guy that wins a car that like I'm sure he didn't make a whole lot of money playing. Right.
Relatively speaking, yeah.
Yeah, you're happy when a guy like that gets it.
Yeah, he gets a car.
It was really good the way the players treated him too, right? You could tell they were really pulling for him to do well.
They carried him. They put him up on the shoulders. That's a big man to put up on top of your shoulders at the end of the game. That was pretty cool. That was good. Yeah.
Definitely. We see where Sidney Crosby is out 6 weeks with wrist surgery.
Yeah.
Ranger fans would be happy about that.
Why would they wait till now to do surgery?
I say the same thing.
Yeah.
Maybe
they tried to rehab.
Yeah.
Maybe they tried to rehab it. It probably didn't work, right? So
Well,
and same thing with Eichel. Still hasn't got his thing resolved either.
That's crazy. I just there are some players who, they feel it at the end of the previous season and they wait till the end of the summer to get it treated. I just don't get that. But
Yeah, I know.
I think some of them, maybe that's when they're starting to skate, and that's when maybe they really notice it. If anything, Crosby's a guy who's always taking care of his body. He's in a elite physical shape, and so there's probably a good reason.
Yeah.
How many years do you think him and Ovechkin have left? They both played 16, right? Is that correct?
Yeah. Well, they both, especially Crosby, seems to keep himself in great shape. So, another 5 years.
I mean, Ovi can't be in that bad of shape, except for that after they won the cup. He wasn't in good shape.
He goes hard. Apparently, he goes like he's a pro though. He goes hard like that all the time. Apparently.
Oh, good for him.
There's always a lot of rumors about him on the steroids too. I don't know if that's true or not, but
wow.
I don't want to stir the pot or anything like that. But
No, well,
You just did, Tommy.
Yeah.
I've heard those too.
Yeah. He is kind of maybe it isn't true, but he does have that look to him that he's that kind of guy that a lot of players now are really lean and everything. He's more bulked up pretty good.
You know what though? I know the league has done a better job with their drug policy and testing guys. I know when they first brought it in, they would never test players in the off season.
Right.
And, so I know, there was rumors about certain guys, they would just wait till the off season, then use those substances during their off season training and then get clean for the season. But I think the league's made it harder on them now.
Yeah. What was hold on, the question here. What was the best practical joke a team played on a teammate that you remember? Jeep, go ahead.
Well, I might have said, Lindy Ruff was, he was the one of the best I've ever seen. And I'm trying to think if you were with us, Gresh, but Lindy was he could sew. He learned how to sew when he was a kid growing up. So he was hurt a lot. So we'd go out on the ice and practice. Well, he would sew guys' money clip to their pocket.
Inside the pocket, right?
The pocket. The guy'd go to buy something and he couldn't get his wallet or his money clip out of his pocket. But the funniest I saw that was different was he hemmed Chris King's pants.
I love that stuff.
We were on the road and we had a practice and then we were going to the airport. And, Lindy was hurt. He wasn't practicing. So he hemmed King. Kinger had a brand new suit. And I remember it was light green and we're on the Rangers. So he hemmed his pants high enough that they looked funny, but not too high that Kinger would notice. So now we get to the airport and Kinger's walking around the airport with these floods on and he has no idea. And Lindy just keeps walking up to guys and going, "Don't you think Kinger's pants are a little short?" And meanwhile, he'd put in he hemmed them up about 1.5 inches from where they were before.
Oh, that's funny.
I think the funniest thing I ever saw in sports, back then we flew all commercial flights, right? So John Ferguson is the GM and coach of the team. And they put a bagel on top of his head with whipped cream and everything else.
Were you sleeping?
He was sleeping?
He was sleeping and he woke up and it was like everybody was like, people were hiding. I've never seen a guy there were a lot of guys got canned after that. And he was,
that's fine.
Did it stay up there for a while with him out without him knowing?
Oh yeah, well, he was sitting there, and then he woke up, and then you're laying in a chair like that, right? And when you go to get up, and it came forward.
Oh,
but I think he blamed he kind of blamed Rod and the older guys, because the younger guys we wouldn't do that. I was only a couple of years in the league, but he did not like Rod.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, some of the funniest stuff. There's a lot of good stuff. I got out to LA there, and I was rooming with Bob Bourne, and we were always doing stuff. We both he'd learned from the Islanders, and I'd learned from New York, putting the baby powder in the hair dryers and stuff like that, or stealing guys' shoes on the plane, cutting ties. So we were the targets, and we were staying in a hotel out by Edmonton, outside by the airport. We're leaving the next morning. And of course, we had to go out and have a few beverages. And we got back to the room, and the guys, it was one of those hotels where there's like a main lobby, and the rooms are all around the main lobby. And all the guys had gone back there. They got into our room, taken everything out of the room, bed, furniture, TV, set it all up perfectly out in the lobby. So we got back wanting to go to bed like 2 or 3 in the morning. There's all our beds. Our room is outside. It was hilarious. They did a fantastic job, and they did it perfect. They were meticulous with it and everything. And we were just going to go to bed, but the security came in, wouldn't let us do it. They had to take it back in.
There's my new boss right here.
What's up, Linda? How you doing?
Hi there.
Linda,
I'm doing great.
And,
I
Good to
just
see
wanted
ya.
to say thank you for all your good wishes. We miss our mom so much. She
Yes,
was
you're a
great
fantastic
lady.
mother. Yeah,
Yeah, she
seems like
was.
it.
She was waiting, Tom, to come and eat at your house and have that vodka. And we didn't get down there. The COVID didn't end soon.
Tom don't invite anybody over. He makes one.
You know what? Then we should try to do that virtually. I know you've got the funeral. Maybe we should do it like on a Sunday. We'll do like a virtual one in her honor where we eat.
That would be great.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna do that. All right, good. We'll get
You
it.
know, you know why Tom can't invite anybody over? He only has one chair.
Oh, okay.
We'll take turns.
Anyway,
We'll take turns on the chair.
I want to thank all the fans. You know that I don't know if you two know this, James and Tom, but we got over 3,000 responses from people from across Canada and the United States and even
Fantastic.
Germany. It was unbelievable. I didn't think my mom had that kind of an impact. I
Yes,
thought
she
it
does.
was because I took her around and introduced her to everybody that she had that kind of an impact, but I was wrong.
No, that was because of all the casinos she went to.
Oh, I see. That she did love.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did love. Anyway, I'm just going to go now. I just said hi.
Okay.
Come
Great,
enjoy
great to
the
have you.
weather. Okay, bye-bye.
Okay.
seeing you.
Bye, Linda.
And nothing has changed from the time we were growing up. She still orders me around.
What a nice person too. What happened to you, Ron? Like,
I don't know.
Gresh,
I don't know.
you need someone to keep you on your toes and put you in your place sometimes.
definitely.
At my age,
Keeps
no,
you on the straight and narrow.
at my
Yeah.
age, I don't need it anymore.
Oh, you know what? Can we get Linda back? We got to talk to Linda about this McDonald's thing too to make sure that doesn't happen again.
Listen, that was between the three of us.
And his son. That's top secret.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my son.
Gresh, you were part of the part of one of the meaner pranks when someone passed Chris Nyland took his shoes off on the plane.
Johnny
And,
Van Beesbrook, and who was the center?
And Turcotte.
Okay.
Did you? That was the best one ever, though. I took
Well,
the shoe, put it back, and then
Gresh is blameless, but Gresh is the one who moved Chris's shoe on the.
I did it all. Anyway,
I used to love that stuff. Remember, we used to fly regular flights. It wasn't private, like regular commercial flights, so we were all kind of blocked off. And we've flown so much, obviously, but they did much. The stewardess, the flight attendant would get up to do the whole thing at the start with the seatbelt and the whole bit, and we'd all stand up and start imitating and everything. These people are like, "What? These guys are nuts."
So I take they take Nux's shoe, they put it up on top, right, in the overhead companion or overhead with the bag. So I get up, go to the bathroom. I take it and I put it in the garbage in the toilet, right?
The shoes?
Now he goes to get up and leave, and all he's got is the one. Oh my!
Hold on, Linda. Hold on. We got to stop the story for that, Linda. We have one favor to ask you though.
Okay.
One favor. Ron, the other day, apparently, or yesterday, it should not have done this. He's a bad boy. He went to McDonald's and had bad food.
It's bad,
We-
but I can't do much about it because him and Ashton, Greg gave him a truck to drive, and they just go when they want. They don't ask. Like before I gave him the truck, they had to ask me to use my car, and then I could.
Maybe what you could do is like a breathalyzer when he comes home, like if you smell any meat or fried foods or anything on him.
Okay.
Right.
They were good. It was good though.
I will. I got upstairs, start watching the program, and I heard you say, "Linda, get Linda back on," because I want to ask her this question. Anyway,
Okay.
yes, and no, I won't let him eat anything bad.
No.
Okay,
I made him
thank
egg
you.
white
Thank you very much.
omelet for breakfast.
Nice. Very
And I
nice.
only ate half of it.
Right.
Anyway, Nux, I passed the shoe back, so now we're leaving off the plane. He can't find the shoe.
Bye, Linda.
He's furious, right? So I go like, Nux. He goes, "You took." I go, "I didn't touch your shoe." So he's walking out of the airport, takes his other shoe off, throws it in the garbage
No shoes on, in his socks.
into the bus. So then,
Remember Remember?
So
Okay, so-
then he goes and he puts the he goes with Mark Hardy. Mark was hurt. They go over and they stab one tire. So Nux is getting back. He slashed the tire on his car. So he's getting back into
Turcotte's car.
Yeah, Turcotte's car. So he's getting
Oh.
back in the car. He's getting back, and Nux has got a bad arm, and Harpo had a bad knee. So Hardy goes to Nux. One tire. He's got a spare. You got no balls. So he digged them all,
Oh God.
and then he put a fish under Beezer's back seat.
No, he didn't. No, this is what he did, Gresh. During practice, he took Beezer's car to a service station, had them unscrew the seat, and then put a bag of fish guts and all that inside the seat, and then they screwed it up again.
And it smelt.
And every day it got a little worse. And Beezer used to pick me up to take. We went to games together, and he'd go, "Does my car smell like fish?" I knew it did. I knew it happened, but I couldn't say anything.
I'm pretty sure we told this story before. Like, and everybody knows Nicky Fotillo is one of the best practical jokers.
Yes.
But Gresh was hurt one time. We were at Rye Playland for practice, and Nicky had this red and white checkered shirt. He loved this shirt, but it looked like a tablecloth from an Italian restaurant. So Gresh got the trainers to go up to the store there and get the flour vase and salt and pepper and the whole bit. And we had a round table, and Gresh wasn't in practice. We're all out of practice. Gresh gets the shirt, puts it on the table, sets it all up like we're in an Italian restaurant, puts this table right in front of Nicky's stall. And it was so funny when we got Nicky, because the same thing as John Ferguson. We want to see what would happen, but then everybody's scattered, right? Because now Nicky's getting mad. So I was good one. I like that one.
And he came and he pinched my nose so hard at the end, and broke all the blood vessels. And it was right around Christmas time too. I looked like Ronnie the Red-Nosed Ranger.
Oh God!
I was a rookie.
Yeah,
I was a rookie, and I was and I saw how mad Nicky got.
Yeah.
And he didn't see it at first. The funny thing is he didn't notice it, and everyone's watching for his reaction. And then when he saw it,
oh God,
he knew who to blame.
Yeah. Oh, and you knew once you're going to get Nicky that he was going to get you back. See, I always thought it was funny to get caught, So I would, I know I told the story before, but the one before the game where when Jack Birch was assistant coach, and I put the baby powder in the hairdryer before the game, thinking that it was all set up for after the game. And I forgot that he had this whole routine where he worked out, put his suit on, contact lenses a whole bit, and then he dried his hair. And then he had to go upstairs, and he had it all timed. And so we're just about to go on the ice, and he turns on the hairdryer, and I'm thinking, oh God, I hope he didn't get the one with the baby powder in it. And he did. And he had a face he was mad. It was hilarious. So, and I didn't even try to get him. It was going to be after the game to get somebody else. So
yeah, but you and Jack were
yeah, we were tight. We were buddies. Yeah. There's some good ones. So I'll tell you, I used to love that stuff. We were flying and everything, the shaving cream on the head and cutting the ties and the whole bit. I still can't sleep on a plane now.
I remember my very first year in the league, Gilles Marotte and Greg Polis, God rest their souls. Greg Polis cut the laces the day before in Marotte's skates, right?
Yeah.
One skate. So he cut them all the way up until the top part, and then he went to put them on. And he broke his nose pulling the lace up. So the next day at practice. It's hard. Like he took in Greg Polis's skate. He took
went to the bathroom in it.
Went to the dump in it. And I'll tell you what, like I was across the room from him in the locker room, and where I was sitting, disgusting smell. And I was across the room. Polis come in, blah 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 in the morning, and there you go. Like you put your foot in the skate. Like what? Oh my God! I thought there was going to be a war.
For people that don't know James really well, and I mean this is a total compliment. This first part, he's one of those thoughtful, like really a gentleman, all that stuff, and really cares about people around him and everything. So I would sometimes do something to James as a practical joke or whatever, and he would get mad at me and wouldn't talk to me for a week. But then he would feel so bad that he hadn't talked to me for a week, and I was the one that started it. He would come and apologize that he hadn't talked to me for a week.
Didn't you live in the Arbors, Jeep?
I lived
Yeah.
in the Arbors in Rybrook.
You lived in the Arbors?
Yeah, well, Pav lived there, and Rexy lived there. Glenn Hamlin, Mike Rogers.
Hold on, there's something going on here.
Gresh, wasn't that you that they had the party one year at the Arbors, and they put the directions up on the board, and you changed all the lefts to the rights? Was that you?
Oh, that was the Halloween party.
Yeah. Oh. Gresh, what are you doing?
Gresh, what are you doing?
There you are.
I'm trying to figure out what. I got things going on over here. I don't know what's going on.
Did you see the very first show we did? Gresh couldn't figure out. He was upside down on the screen and everything.
Like,
You've come a long way, my friend.
But I
You've come a long way.
remember Glennie Hamlin just got there, right?
Yeah.
And so I changed all the lefts to rights, rights to lefts.
Yeah.
And he ended up down in the South Bronx.
Yeah, that's right.
And he was late to the party too.
Oh God! I tell you, we had some fun. The best one of the ones that happen all the time. We also go to the pub in Rye, and the pub's it's really the style isn't a big thing for the pub there. And they had this one beam that would run through the center. You had to, at one end, you had to kind of duck down to get to the bar. And Mickey wasn't a big drinker, anyways, but inevitably, if he had 2 or 3 beers, he would turn around to leave and forget that the beam was there, and we knew it was coming. And he'd bang his head on the beam and smack it hard, like his knees would buckle a little bit. And we'd die laughing. But again, it's one of those things. Once we're laughing, we got to run out the door because he's going to try to kill us. Oh man!
I think I had more concussions there than on the ice.
And he would the sound of him hitting his head on this beam, but it was pretty funny back then. Oh man. Good stuff. Well, James, I know you got to go and get back to practice and everything. Again, for everybody, 9/11. So we promised that we would not forget. So let's make sure we all do our best to remember all the people we lost and all the things that happened. For Ron, with your mother and your family there, all the best. And
yeah, well, it's going to kind of be like the 9/11 for all the people and for my mom.
Yep.
For me, it would be like, I guess we're not supposed to forget 9/11. Now I'll never forget it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely. All right. All right, James. Good luck with the team too, James.
Okay. Thanks, you guys. You guys take
See you
care.
next week.
You got hair in your eyes, Tom.